Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rachakwadash, the honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and it's sincere Shalom to the doctrine that's out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. This is going to be a really quick video, as you can see by the title. It says, yes, only Israel. Yes, this thing is only for the Israelites, and we're proving to you, to the world, time and time again, that this salvation and the Lord only came and died for the Israelites, right? The one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ came and died only for the Israelites, not for any other nation. We have been proving this to you for years and years and years throughout the Bible. We're going to continue to prove it, until the Lord say, okay, well, that's enough. Now I can go into the usual scriptures, Deuteronomy 28 being the main one, because you got a lot of Christians that say that ain't us. But if you read the entire thing, and Deuteronomy 28 is not the only one that talks about, us being in chains and stuff like that. But, you even have so-called black people that say, it's mainly our people that says, no, that's not talking about so-called blacks. You know what I'm saying? And one thing we got to understand that it's not just so-called black, Latino. I mean, it's not just black, it's Latino and Native American. But since Judah is the head tribe, Judah is going to catch obviously the most of the hell, right? Because Judah is where Yahawashi is from, right? You get your tribe from your father, right? Which also kills that immaculate conception stuff, because if that is the case, why is he specifically from the tribe of Judah, right? You gotta look up. All you have to do is look up what tribe means, and then you understand that immaculate conception is BS. Okay, but anyway, like I said, I could easily go into the usual scriptures, Amos, Genesis even, Genesis even tells you that. You know what I'm saying? The very beginning of the first book of the Bible tells you who the Lord came for and who he didn't come for, right? So yeah, I'm just kind of going to go into like maybe three scriptures. There's one scripture I'm going to pull out last, and it's a scripture that nobody could get around, right? It doesn't matter what scripture you pull, or what I'm saying, what scripture you try to combat it with. It's not gonna work. Okay, it's just not. Okay. Any scripture that talks about any scripture that says, well, Israelites are chosen, there's nothing to it. I mean, Obadiah tells you that. You know what I'm saying? Malachi tells you that, either 4:1 or 1:4, maybe both, right? Anyway, Matthew chapter 19 verse 28, it says, and Jesus said unto them, right? Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in a regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. What happened? What happened with Moab? What happened with Ammon? What happened with Ishmael? What happened with Elon? What happened with Esau? Right? What happened with all these other nations, man? What happened with the Philistines? What's going on, man? Which we already know what the modern day Philistines are. But what happened to the rest of them, man? Right? It said, I'm going to read this again. And Jesus, the one you ignorantly call Jesus, Yahawashi, okay, said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in a regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. It says judging the 12 tribes of Israel. It didn't say anybody else. You have to get past this, because if you see the direction I'm going into the future, right? All these is future of what I'm going into, right? Now you do have some Christians. Like I said, this is just one of the scriptures that talks about this. Again, I could go to Luke 1:68. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Amos earlier, Obadiah, There's so many scripts, so many Deuteronomy. You know what I'm saying? There's so many Jeremiah, Isaiah, so many scriptures. It says it all throughout the Bible, man. It honestly says it throughout the Bible. You know, you'll have to do like a, you know, to scratch even the surface of it. You know what I'm saying? To put a dent even in the surface, you'll probably have to do like a 2 hour live stream on it, man. But it's, at this point, man, in 2024, if you don't get it, then you just don't get it. Because everybody and their great grandmother has heard of the Israelites by now, right? So there is really no excuse. You ask them who the Israelites are, they think it's just some crazy people out on a corner with funny looking garments and just screaming at people. But the thing is, you heard of us, right? So there's really no excuse. And at this point, what more are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? You either get it or you don't. Again, we're going to continue to prove it to you that, yeah, the Lord only came and died for the Israelites. I'm sorry. The Lord sent his son to come and die for the Israelites. All right? And the Israelites only. We've had people, come up to us and say, well, yeah, sure. I mean, even Muslims say, well, yeah, sure. I mean, he was God's people, but now that they went off, right? Now that they went off, he opened it for everybody. Now the only question I got towards that for right now is who caused us to go off? See, by you saying that, is you're making it seem like the Lord has made a mistake. When the Lord said, I'm the beginning, and I'm past, present, future. I'm a past, present, future. He created this earth. And you're telling me the same power that created this earth, the same power that created the elements and stuff like that, made a mistake on how things are going to play out. If he's past, present, future, that means he already had seen what happened. So that means he made a mistake by you saying, yeah, I mean, yeah, he chose Israel at first, but now he opened it all for everybody because Israel disobeyed. The Lord already seen this 100 times over. So by you saying that, you're saying that God is not perfect. You're saying that God is not the future. You're saying he's not the past, and you're saying he's not the present. By you saying stuff like that, that makes zero sense. Of a power that created that sun that's burning with no oxygen, right? No fuel, right? Come on, man. That makes zero sense. Anyway, and we don't think like the Lord, but he did give us some type of common sense. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, now we're going to get a book that you Christians, you know, yeah, I mean, you hate, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, you don't believe in, which we obviously see why you don't, because the Apocrypha has some things in there that y'all absolutely refuse to believe. You absolutely refuse to believe, but everything that's in the Apocrypha is in the Bible. Everything that's in the Apocrypha is in the Bible. This scripture that I'm getting ready to read, you can easily find this in the Bible. It's easy. Anyway, this is a book of Baruch. I'm up here, chapter 4. Okay, Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6. And this is also going to kill that whole, yeah, he chose the Israelites first, but now he opened it up for everybody. Well, here we go. This is Baruch, the book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6. And Baruch, before I go on, Baruch was a if I'm not mistaken, he was a scribe for Jeremiah. Okay, so anybody that tries to debunk the Apocrypha literally debunks the Bible, or tries to debunk you. If you don't believe in the Apocrypha, you really don't believe in the Bible, because all these people that are in the Apocrypha, they are directly in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Baruch, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is mentioned somewhere in Jeremiah, right? Anyway, Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations not for your destruction, but because. So hold on. Now this sounds just like Deuteronomy 28. It says you were sold, right? You were sold to the nation. Now this happened. This is happening even before Deuteronomy 28. So which proves one thing as well. Deuteronomy, our slavery, when it comes to this slavery that happened in the 1600s or whatever, that was definitely not the first one where the Lord sold us. That was not the first time. That was far from the first time. So by y'all saying that, this has nothing to do, you're liars, man. You're liars. Because this who else has this happened to? Because they sinned against the Lord. Who else has this happened to? And then you got our own people saying that no, that Deuteronomy 28 has nothing to do with so-called black people or whatever. This is not the first time it's happened. So what are you talking about? Right? Read it. And then you tell me who had a yoke of iron upon their necks, who was sold for what I'm saying, who sold a girl for wine, or I think it was a boy for a harlot, a girl for wine, or something like that. Joel 3 talks about that, right? Who else has that happened to? You know what I'm saying? Being That's crazy, man. You notice how in Deuteronomy 28 it didn't say anything about servitude, because when you talk about servitude, you're talking about slavery. When you're talking about what happened to us, that is not slavery. That was torture. If slavery involves in being whipped, beaten, castrated, having your babies tossed in the ocean, and y'all know the surface of it. I could go more in depth into it. And the video, it may be so graphic. This video might even get flagged for me for saying certain things that happened to us in slavery, man. The stuff that they were doing to us, you know what I'm saying? Absolutely ridiculous, man. Absolutely. See, everybody just think it was just hanging, lynching, castration, and cutting a woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into all that, right? But there's way more to it than that. And these people out here think that Esau is going to get away with that. Esau doesn't let these other nations get away with nothing. You think the Lord is going to let y'all get away with taking an entire heritage away and messing us up? And look at us today now, man. You think that's going? You think that really? I'm not understanding, because when Esau, when somebody attacks, like let's say somebody attacked the U.S. embassy and killed 5 soldiers or whatever, Biden's old decrepit ass would get up there and say, "We won't rest until justice is served. We won't rest until we have our revenge." But it's a problem when we say it, though. I'm here serving you, eating GMO food, breathing polluted air, holding a device that is, I'm high risk of getting cancer. You know what I'm saying? Because of radiation, right? Living bunched up, one against another. You know what I'm saying? Working hard to get a paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck and things like that. You know what I'm saying? If you're living like that, you know what I'm saying. But everybody's technically living off of paycheck to paycheck. So that's what you that's what you live off of, right? Because of this devil. Because of this devil. Our men and our women are all messed up because of this devil. Now you got these women wearing whatever the hell they want to wear, and really killing and really destroying themselves wearing that stuff, and it's getting ready to get warm. And man, you got men, you know what I'm saying? You got our young men my age, you know what I'm saying, getting themselves in trouble for what? From what? How did this start? It started from slavery, man. Everybody keep talking about it come from the parents. Sure. Yeah, everybody raised by their mothers. But let's go to the source, man. That's Esau, man. That's Esau who gave these women power to do that. They got rid of the husbands. And now look at us. But it goes way back. It goes way back before our parents, man. You know what I'm saying? And talk about the previous generation before this. Shit. Man, no, it goes back before then. And who's the worst? Who's looked at as the worst on the planet? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. So-called black people. Is that not how the Israelites are going to look? Especially men of the Lord, man. Especially them. But it's not Israelites going to be looked at. Look, it said in Deuteronomy, it said they're going to be an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. Now I know I went on a little ramble session, but that's why I'm bringing it back home, because it said what? You're going to be an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. We're looked at as the worst creatures on the planet, especially the men. We're looked at as the worst creatures on the planet right now, man. That's what the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI said was going to happen. Proven, or further proven, that this thing is only for the Israelites. Salvation is only for the Israelites. When you read John 3 and verse 16, and we could easily go into nations, we could easily go into Gentiles. I'm not going in that direction in this video because, like I said, I got one scripture that I want to pull, and that's going to end all that stuff, man. When you go into John 3:16 and you go into the word world and you go deeper into it, commizzo, you go deeper into it, the root word, read it. It says to bring back, redeemer, redeem. Who needs to be redeemed? Not every nation on this planet needs to be redeemed. Look at it like this. One of those Moabites from China can come over go in Park Heights, right? I'm talking about the hood Park Heights, right? Can go on to Park Heights, our so-called community, our so-called black community, and open up a shop there. What would happen if we even decided to do that? There's quite a few things that can happen. They don't have no worries. There's a reason for that. Right? Anyway. Ye were sold, I'm reading now. It says, you were sold to the nations not for your destruction. Did you Christians hear that? Because it's mainly you Christians and you Muslims that like talking about, he chose Israel at first, but now he's opened it up for everybody. Did you hear what I just now read? Did you hear what the Lord just now said? Let's read it again. This is one of the reasons why you Christians stay away from the Apocrypha. Because y'all hate the truth. Y'all absolutely hate the truth. It says, ye were sold to the nations. It says, not for your destruction. It says, not for your destruction. Right? It says, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath, ye were delivered unto your enemies. Now, if this didn't answer your question, let's go on down here. This will really answer that. It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that I'm verse 25, so I can let them call that out. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from God. For thine enemy have persecuted thee. But further up, he just said, pretty much, when you read this, it says, I told you. We'll continue on. Even now here it says it, right? But anyway, let's continue on up here. It says, for thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shall tread upon his neck. So this further proves that no. And let me ask, who would be the enemies? Since God is loving for everybody, who would be the enemies? It was always the other nations. It was always the other nations. When we disobeyed the Lord, right? How did Israel always disobey the Lord? Right? How did they always disobey the Lord? They went and served these other gods that these other nations worship. So for you Christians, can you please explain that? Because the Lord always wanted Israel separate from the other nations. He was never about the entire world. He was never about the entire world. Deuteronomy 28 talks about the slavery that we're in today. He was never about the entire world. If he was, then he would have never had an issue with Israel serving another God. If we had a black Christian say that he's not a respecter of persons. If that was the case, and y'all don't even know what that's talking about, if that was the case, he would have never ever punished Israelites, because it just would have been okay. It would have been okay. He would have never punished Israelites if that was the case. So now all of a sudden he changed his mind. Again, the Lord that's past, present, and future have made a mistake and changed his mind. I'm not really understanding this, man. I'm really not. You Christians have got to understand. There's so many questions I could ask you without even pulling scriptures, man. It's going to lead back to the scriptures, because every question that we ask is always according to the scriptures. But whatever scripture y'all pull out, okay, I have a question about that, right? Because it just doesn't make any sense. Again, if God is not a respecter of persons, okay, and we should respect every religion and respect all, and he respects all, right? Why did God punish Israel in the first place? It would have never been an issue. He serves Ashtaroth? Oh, okay, no problem. I mean, hey, you know, I probably prefer him to worship me, but hey, it's all good. It's okay. I mean, I gave him free will. You know what I'm saying? I gave them their own minds. The Lord ain't wasn't about that. He said there's a reason why he said about God's name is jealous. There's a reason for that. Because he said, no, I didn't give y'all no free mind. I didn't give y'all no free will. Y'all worship me, and that's that. Or else I'm going to punish you. Until you bow yourselves down, you put sackcloth upon your heads, right? Right? Or you put dirt upon your head, put on sackcloth, and you get humiliated, and you bow down and worship me. So that whole God is not a respecter of persons is a lie, man. Because he will punish you for not worshiping him, man. And you don't choose how you worship him. You can't do that. The Lord already said, right? The Lord already said, no, there's only one way you worship the Lord, man. It's set. You can't choose the way you worship the Lord, man. Okay? I'm gonna go down to verse 27. It says, "Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto God, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you." This is a good reason why you Christians stay away from the Apocrypha. I mean, it's simple. But once again, you can find this for all you Christians that want to try to debunk the Apocrypha. You can find this same thing in the prayer of Hannah, either First or Second Samuel. I can never, it never sticks with me, right? When you read the prayer of Hannah, what does she say? The Lord killeth, the Lord makes alive. Is this not the same thing? When you read Colossians, the first chapter, when you read Isaiah, I believe 40, 45, and I think 7, I make peace, create evil. So on and so on. There's so many things that everything that you find in here, in the Apocrypha, you will easily find in the Bible. So that's why trying to debunk the Apocrypha is just dumb. It's stupid. Being honest. It says, I'm going down to verse 29. "For he that have brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation." And who is this talking about? Take a good heart, O Jerusalem. There you go. Anyway, now, this is one. We back in the Bible, and for you Christians, because everybody, or a lot of Christians love saying staying in the New Testament. Well, here we go. This is the New Testament, Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 7. You Christians, I need an answer from this, man. I need an answer. Then again, no, I don't, because there is no answer to this. This is just plain and simple, right? It's plain and simple. No matter what you try to say, no matter how much you try to say, the Jew, the Gentile, the Greek, we all want to explain this. Explain this, please. Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 7. And please listen very, very, very carefully, okay? And if you want, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Everybody got a phone. Read it for yourself. Pull it up. Read it for yourself. It only takes not even a full minute. Well, I mean, pulling it up don't take a full minute, but reading it may. I don't know. Depending on how fast you read. Anyway, Hebrews chapter 8, verse 7. It says, For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. We go back and look what the first covenant was, who the first covenant was for. See, what we're in right now is kind of in between. You know what I'm saying? Like some things we have mercy on now. Right? That was what YAHAWASHI was about. You know what I'm saying? That's why we don't have to do no physical sacrifices or nothing like that. You know, the lamb and the blood and you know stuff like that. That's why we don't gotta do all that right now. Okay. It says, for finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah and with the house of Esau and with the house of Moab and with the house of Ammon and with the house of Elam and with the house of Ishmael. Come on, man. It didn't say that. It said with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. And mind you, I'm gonna keep in mind, because within when you talk about the house, you're talking about the entire nation. This is not just talking about the elect now. Okay, and the 140, you know what I'm saying, the 144, 1/3. This is not just talking about them. This is talking about the entire house now of the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Right? Again, it didn't say anybody else. I'm just saying. It didn't say anybody else. Anyway. Now, are we saying now, I want to make this clear because you got a lot of people out there that think that we're saying, maybe some other camps may say it, but you got a lot of people out there that say, or that think that we're saying that, is the entire house of Esau and the entire, these other nations, are they all going to be destroyed? And is it just going to be Israel, in the kingdom? You know what I'm saying? Is it just going to be Israel at the end all be all? No. Right? No. What we're saying is Israel is going to be the rulers. That's what we're saying. We're going to rule the earth and we're going to rule it righteously. That's what we're saying. We're not saying that these other nations, the nation of Moab and Ammon, are going to be, Elam and all the rest of them going to be destroyed. We're not saying that. Now Esau will be eventually, you know what I'm saying? But as far as, these other nations, no, we're not saying that. Right? Because we need Esau for, slavery, you know what I'm saying, servitude, right? I mean, we got to think about it. I mean, you're right if you're saying that, yeah, every creature, everything is created by the Most High, yeah, right? But we need somebody for servitude, right? Esau being the main one. Right? Anyway. So, back up here once again, it says, with a new covenant, he want to make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Continuing on verse 9, it says, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. Right? Again, this sounds like the Lord said, well, yeah. I mean, I gave them a covenant. They discontinued. So I regarded them not. But and even in this scripture, did he say, so I just opened it up for everybody? Huh? No, I don't, it's just like, I don't get it. I just opened it up for everybody. So what you're saying is, oh boy. I'm not understanding this. So what you're saying is Antiochus is open for Antiochus. the stuff that he did. There's a reason why the Lord allowed Antiochus to oppress us like that. How come he didn't really do that with any other nation like that? Right? How come the Lord always pointed us out? He always pointed us out. Because he never opened it up. Nowhere in the Bible will you find that he opened it up to all the nations, man. You gotta find me specifically where he said, "Yeah, I'll open it up to all the nations forever." Because we went off. You gotta find me. You gotta find me the scripture where it said yes, something like, "So since these people are rebellious and they're stiff necked, now it's open now. Giveth it to all nations." You gotta show me the scripture, man. I'm so many questions that comes to mind with that. Anyway, verse 10. Okay. For this is the new covenant. I'm sorry, it is a new covenant, but I read it wrong. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel and with the house of Esau and with the house of Elon. But stop, man. I'm just showing y'all that it never said anything about these other nations, man. Israel is given the covenant and he's going to be given the covenant. He was given the covenant and he's going to be given the covenant again. This is why I said you Christians must get past this scripture, man. Y'all have to get past this scripture. And if y'all leave any comments trying to combat this, I'm going to tell you, look at the video again or read it for yourself. And don't try to make no excuses. Okay? For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. You know, this kills maybe 2-3 doctrines all at the same time. The other doctrine this stuff kills is that we're in the new covenant. No, sir. No, sir. Because let's say those people over there in that land are the Israelites, right? Should this not be happening? Shouldn't Joel 3 be happening? When they talk about nursing mothers and stuff like that, read down and look at what it says. And you tell me if that's happening. Proven, number one, we're not in the new covenant. Proven, number two, those people are false. Okay? Those people are false. And I hope you black, crusty, greasy Christians are listening to this, man. Because y'all fake too, man. Yeah, you're Israelites. But y'all gotta be destroyed. Y'all gotta go. And then you're gonna be you're a part of the house that's gonna be brought back right. Obviously. Okay. It says, yeah, I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me. Okay, from the least to the greatest. Okay, it says, for I will be merciful to their unrighteousness and their sins and their iniquities. Okay, it says in that he saith a new covenant, right? He have made the first old, okay, which was also given to the Israelites. It says now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. Hasn't happened yet, right? Hasn't happened yet. Because like I said, we're still pretty much in between. We're still pretty much in the I don't want to say old covenant, but because it's not considered old yet, because we're still pretty much in it. So a whole new covenant is getting ready to come through, man. Whole new covenant is getting ready to come through. But once again, the covenant that we're currently in right now was given to the Israelites, right? You got to understand. And this also further proves that you got to understand that the Lord doesn't change. Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. The Lord changed not. So you got to understand that. Okay? So, that's all I got on this, man. Yes, it's only for the Israelites. I mean, I don't know how many times Obviously, I don't know how many times we're going to say it, but we're going to continue to say it. Through the spirit of power, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. It doesn't get old. These scriptures don't get old. Shalom.